There was a famine in the land, another hard season stirring old fears. Isaac, walking alongside Rebekah, faced cracked fields and shrinking rivers, burdened not just by hunger, but by heavy decisions. Egypt shimmered in the distance like a tempting escape, whispering promises of survival. Isaac remembered the stories Abraham had told him, stories of fleeing during famine, of choices made under pressure. His heart leaned south, but before his feet could follow, a greater voice intervened. The Lord spoke gently but firmly, "Do not go down to Egypt. Live in the land I will show you." Isaac, shielding his eyes from the radiance of God's presence, felt doubt fade into reverence. When the land dried up, he thought of running, but God called him to stay, to trust, to walk not by sight, but by promise. Isaac knelt upon the cracked soil, choosing obedience over escape, and as he did, a sunrise warmed the barren horizon, a quiet confirmation that sometimes the miracle begins when you choose not to run. The voice of God continued, not just commanding, but covenanting. "Dwell in this land, and I will be with you and bless you. To you and your descendants I give all these lands, and I will perform the oath I swore to Abraham your father. I will make your descendants as numerous as the stars in the sky, and through your seed all nations will be blessed." Memories of a younger Isaac beside his father, counting stars on a mountaintop, flooded his heart. Hope returned, legacy rekindled. He would not run. He would sow where God planted him. Because one man obeyed, the next generation would be blessed. And because Isaac obeyed, his story began where others would have ended. As Isaac settled in Gerar, a new fear crept in. Rebekah's beauty drew dangerous attention, and fear whispered louder than faith. In a trembling moment, Isaac told the people she was his sister, not his wife. He thought it would protect him. Yet, even the faithful can stumble. The truth, however, cannot be hidden. From the palace window, King Abimelech watched Isaac and Rebekah's tender glances, gestures no brother and sister would share. Truth exposed fear's deception. Isaac's lie stood revealed. Summoned before Abimelech, Isaac confessed his fear. The king rebuked him, warning how easily disaster could have struck because of that lie. Yet even in exposure, God's hand remained on Isaac. Abimelech decreed throughout Gerar, "Whoever touches this man or his wife shall surely be put to death." Protection replaced fear. Mercy overruled failure. In faith, Isaac planted seeds into dry, cracked soil, trusting not the ground, but the God who promised. And in the same year, he reaped 100-fold harvest. He grew richer by the day. Flocks multiplied, tents sprawled across the valley, storehouses filled. But with blessing came envy. The Philistines, watching from afar, whispered and plotted. They sabotaged Isaac's legacy, filling Abraham's wells with dirt, burying the lifeblood of his flocks. Isaac did not fight. He moved on into the valley of Gerar, and there he dug again, the wells his father had once opened. Hatred greeted him anew. The herdsmen of Gerar quarreled fiercely over the fresh water, claiming it as theirs. Again and again, Isaac yielded, strife at the first well, hostility at the second. Yet he kept moving forward, digging, believing, trusting that space would be made for him. Finally, at a well untouched by conflict, the water flowed freely. Isaac named it Rehoboth, declaring, "Now the Lord has made room for us, and we shall be fruitful in the land." From Rehoboth, Isaac journeyed to Beersheba, and there God met him once more. In the quiet of night, under a canopy of stars, the Lord spoke, "I am the God of your father Abraham. Do not fear, for I am with you. I will bless you and multiply your descendants." Isaac built an altar there, he worshiped. He pitched his tent. His servants dug another well, and the blessing continued. Then from the horizon, former enemies arrived. King Abimelech, his advisor Ahuzath, and the commander Phicol came not with swords, but with words of peace. Once they had driven Isaac away, now they sought alliance. "Why have you come to me?" Isaac asked, "since you hated me and sent me away?" The king answered humbly, "We have certainly seen that the Lord is with you. Let there be an oath between us that you will do us no harm." Isaac agreed. Together they feasted in peace, sealing a covenant under the rising sun. And that very day, Isaac's servants came running with news. They had found another well. The wells once stolen and buried were nothing compared to the blessings God now poured out freely. Isaac named the place Sheba, and the city became Beersheba, the well of the oath, a lasting testimony of faith, perseverance, and divine favor. But even in seasons of blessing, sorrow can linger. Esau, Isaac's eldest son, chose wives from the Hittite people, women who grieved the hearts of Isaac and Rebekah. Not all choices reflected the faith Isaac had walked. Still, Isaac remained. He sowed, he built, he believed, and God, true to his word, continued to bless him. And so Isaac's journey through famine, fear, and favor became more than just survival. It became a legacy. In every conflict he faced, in every well he dug, God's promise was deeper than the pain. Though the story of Isaac's life continues with both blessing and heartbreak, one truth remains unshaken. When you trust the God of the covenant, even dry lands can become rivers of destiny. Thank you for watching and walking through this journey with us. Your time here matters, and we are so honored to share these stories with you. If this story stirred your faith, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Bible Story Cinema, where every verse comes alive and the promises of God are never just history. They are hope for today. Stay tuned. The journey through Genesis continues.